This is this is the Fat Electrician channel, and he's just about to go over the Christmas attack by George Washington on Trenton when he crossed the Delaware.
General Cadwalader all looking at him like, are we still going through with this crazy plan? Because not only is this plan crazy, there's now also a snowstorm outside. And George Washington issues the order. The weather doesn't matter, the clock is still ticking, we're going anyways. And you know what? Finding the silver lining, it probably adds to the element of surprise. Because now, it's not just the Hessians thinking, surely the Americans wouldn't cross a frozen river on Christmas to kill us in our sleep. Now it's, the Americans surely wouldn't cross a frozen river on Christmas in a snowstorm to kill us in our sleep. Right? Wrong. No, that's exactly what we're doing. Board the fucking boats. 7 p.m. they start ferrying guys across the river, and the weather just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. It's no longer just snow falling. It is sleet and freezing rain. Visibility is incredibly low, and it's getting darker and darker by the minute, and they've got nothing but lamps to light them up while they're crossing a frozen river and getting just pissed on by freezing rain. This slows everything down. It takes hours longer than it was supposed to for Washington and Sullivan's men to get across the river, and they are now hours behind schedule. They don't get all their men across the river until 1 in the morning, and as soon as they get all their men across the river, they receive word that Cadwalader's men weren't able to cross at all, so now it's just the 2 of the 3 elements that they wanted. The men are already freezing. They're going to have to walk 9 miles through this snowstorm to get to Trenton. They only have 2/3 of the men that they wanted, and 2 men fell off the boats and froze to death already, and the rest of the men are actively freezing to death. And George Washington considers turning back, but he realizes that under these conditions, it's probably going to take longer to ferry the men back across the river than it is just to march to Trenton, and at least if they're marching, they'll be able to stay warm instead of sitting here waiting for their turn to hop on a boat. So that's it. We've crossed the point of no return. No matter how bad it gets, we have to keep pushing forward. It is quite literally victory or death at this point. They start marching to Trenton. And this march takes way longer than it's supposed to. The men are still pumped spiritually, but physically they are still starving, freezing. It's a snowstorm, it's dark, and all they have is lanterns leading the way. Obviously, Washington and Sullivan's men split up because they're taking different routes to attack different spots on the town. Sullivan winds up sending a runner over to George Washington and is like, hey, our men are completely soaked with this freezing rain. All of our black powder's wet. We're not going to be able to shoot people when we get there. To which Washington replies, then use bayonets. John Sullivan, king of just getting the job done anyways, is like, okay, Roger, take over the bridge with nothing but pointy sticks. You got it. They don't make it to Trenton until like 7:30 in the morning. The sun's already coming up. Everything is going wrong. They're missing one of their 3 elements. The black powder's wet. The sun is now up when they were supposed to attack at the dark, and the Hessians didn't go and get drunk the night before, and they're all just sleeping. The perfect plan that we had has crumbled. It no longer exists. The only thing we have now is immediate and violent execution of whatever we've got.
Yeah, let's try some schoolyard bullshit.
So the Americans just attack at 8 o'clock in the morning. There's very few guards out because, again, it's the day after Christmas and a snowstorm just ended. Surely the Americans aren't on their way, right? Wrong. All the guards get killed immediately. Henry Knox and his boys roll in there with cannons, set them up on the street. Everybody in town's been alerted from taking out the guards. Hessians start running out of the buildings in their pajamas with their guns, trying to figure out what's going on. They're getting lit up by canister shot from Henry Knox's artillery. So it's already chaos for the Hessians, and then the American infantry starts doing what the American infantry does, and they start deliberately targeting the officers so they can't give any of the men any orders. So it's just mass chaos for the Hessians absolutely everywhere. And then to make things even worse for the Hessians, some of the American civilians inside the town of Trenton start helping in the battle. One soldier had an account that he witnessed a woman from a 2nd-story window shoot and kill a Hessian captain. Which is just poetry, because American men don't engage in gentlemanly warfare, and American women definitely don't. Some of the Hessian troops wind up retreating across the bridge before Sullivan can take it, but ultimately he does wind up taking control of this bridge at about 8:30. So we are 30 minutes into this battle. America's already taken the bridge. They're kicking ass, and Colonel Rahl, the Hessian commander, is just now getting out of his quarters. They went and woke him up the second the attack started, but, you know, he had to go and get his uniform on and get his powdered wig, because he's got to go win in style. So he comes out, and it's just complete chaos. Men are scattered everywhere. All of his officers are fucking dead. He hops on his horse and starts rallying his men to this apple orchard right outside of town. So Colonel Rahl's out there on horseback yelling orders. He's getting all of his men to this apple orchard, gets most of them there, starts getting them formed up, and then some random American, some fucking farm kid with a Kentucky rifle, notices, oh look, a guy on horseback with a bunch of fancy shit on his outfit and a powdered wig.
Shoot that guy.
So now Colonel Rolfe, fatally wounded, basically orders his men to carry him back to his quarters and tells the rest of his officers, like, good luck, fucking figure it out. And by the time that unfolds, Sullivan already has cannons on the other side of the Assunpink River pointed at them on the apple orchard. Henry Knox has all the cannons moved around them on the other side, and it's just all the Hessians standing in the middle surrounded by cannons and Americans, and they're forced to surrender. When it was all said and done, 22 Hessians had been killed, 83 had been wounded, and they captured 900. The rest of them managed to escape across the bridge before Sullivan took it over. And the Americans, the untrained, undisciplined, inferior fighting force, managed to suffer, let me check my notes, fucking 0 casualties. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down,
Fuck
Hessian's
yeah.
MVP player was the frozen Delaware River. It's the only thing that took out any Americans in this entire operation.
Fuck
and to most
yeah.
people, that's it. That's a story of the famous painting of Washington standing up on a boat crossing the frozen Delaware River on Christmas to kill his enemies. There's literally an entire 90-minute movie about this entire battle. It's like my favorite Christmas movie ever. It's called The Crossing, and this is where they end the story. But in reality, this is where the story begins.
That's true.
So while most people end the story there and they're like, oh, America had their first victory at Trenton, hooray, the revolution is saved. No, that's not how reality works, okay? A bunch of Hessians escaped across the bridge and they're going to go tell the British, and now Cornwallis and General Howe aren't going to be able to go home and get laid. They're going to be super pissed off. They're going to come back with a ton of men and crush George Washington. So while everybody else is celebrating because America just got their first victory, George Washington is like, grab the supplies, pack your shit up. We're heading back across the Delaware right now. And that's exactly what happens. The men are dog-ass tired. They've been up all night. They just want to battle, but hey, George Washington says so. That's what we're going to do. They get all the supplies that they just captured. They pack all their shit up. They head back across the Delaware. At least now there's not a snowstorm going on. So they get back. Now Washington has to handle the fact that the clock is still ticking. Like the enlistments still expire on December 31st at midnight, and now it's December 27th. And now Cornwallis, who's pissed off that he didn't get to go home for Britain for the winter and bang his wife, is marching towards them with 8,000 redcoats. And he's got like approximately 2,000-ish guys, and they all get to go home in 3 days. So if Cornwallis shows up and his army just dissolves overnight, he's not going to stand there with 8,000 guys and be like, oh, I guess we can all go home now. No, he's going to continue marching down to Philadelphia and squash the entire rebellion. If Washington can't figure out how to put up a defense right here, right now, it's still game over. So Washington forms up his men and delivers a speech, and he basically lays it out how it is. He's like, look, you guys can go home if you want, I can't stop you, but if you guys stay, give me one more month, I will get all of you a $10 bonus from Continental Congress, I will get you paid, and if you give me one more month, we can fight and keep this rebellion alive. Otherwise, we're never going to have another shot like this. They're going to absolutely crush us if you guys quit right now. So they stay. They're freezing, they're starving, they're beat up, they're exhausted, but they stay. And as news spreads that America just actually beat the invincible British military at Trenton, he starts getting some more reinforcements, some more militias join under Washington. He gets some new recruits, and his troops go from 2,000 to approximately 4,000 men. It is now 4,000 untrained American colonials versus 8,000 redcoats under Cornwallis. The odds are getting better, but they're not looking that great. This is looking like America's going to get its ass kicked again. This is quite literally yet
Fascinating.
While the buildup of armed forces is spiraling out of control, only a strong military industry guarantees the ability to respond robustly.
Commander, sorry to wake you.
What? It's okay. Wait.
We are receiving reports about an unfolding situation at our border.
Oh my God. Do I have to be?
According to an intercepted message, we are facing a potential military invasion.
Destroy them.
Sir, I
Destroy
can
them.
confirm
Don't let
we are
Maryland
under
attack you,
attack.
Philadelphia.
Who am I?
Separatists, supported by enemy forces, have crossed the border and taken control of our territory.
Your randomly
It is
chosen
imperative
state
we
of
respond with
Pennsylvania.
decisive action and liberate our people from the separatists.
We used his code. We're supposed to get a rail gun.
Advisor.
We're supposed to get a rail gun. Don't forget.
Click on your army. Commander, it is imperative that you attack the insurgents. Direct your troops to engage.
Then why don't you give me my rail gun so I can do it post haste?
I'm having flashbacks.
Our troops are engaging the enemy with deadly force.
Good. Kill him. Next, please. I'm supposed to get...
Due to civilian casualties, the public morale is very low.
Oh yeah.
This negatively
This game, the
influences
United
the
States
region's
isn't so
production.
united,
It might lead to
but there
further
are
uprisings.
states.
We should help the people by providing relief immediately, boosting their morale.
Bread
Click
and
on your
circus say
reclaimed
what?
province, Commander. Execute immediate relief efforts to inject morale into the community.
Is that this button? I hope you guys are happy. Look, we airlifted you some stuff.
Commander, our nation must not fall behind in the arms race. Proceed to the research facility and set the scientists straight.
Commander, click on your research tab.
Let's do
Commander, research can be started on your first. Consider its cost and the time specifications, and
need
prioritize this research now. Reselect your research panel, Commander.
I will.
Commander, click on your research tab. Let's accelerate the speed by increasing research funds.
You're making me spend gold on this? Proceed.
Sir, in order to mobilize our troops, we require additional army bases.
Of course you do.
Commander, select the first city to develop. Click on construction to proceed.
I guess we're Pennsylvania.
According to our information, Commander, your city needs an army base with which to stage.
I do.
Commander, reselect your city. Accelerate the building.
Get to it.
Well done. Let us now start mobilizing new units.
Let us now do that.
Commander, select your city. Let's mobilize.
Mobilize.
Select your armored tab.
Armored.
Execute the order.
Execute. Proceed.
We are now ready for war. Good luck, Commander.
Those sons of bitches should have stayed the fuck on their side of the river. Motherfuckers. What's this about? I want everything I'm supposed to get. Well, what's this? I don't want to... No, look, I'm not buying any bullshit. Okay? Give me my rewards, I'll take them. I'll take my rewards. But I'm not buying anything extra. Okay? I'm poor. I'm playing. You give me my stuff. Give me my stuff. That's enough. We're not canceling any missions. Oh, you got a new mission available? I need all this stuff. Okay, that's one. Alright, let's see what we got here. What do you got? What are y'all doing? I think we need to... I want to build a base. Gonna do that. Good, okay. Let's start fucking these guys up. We're coming over. We're coming over. We're gonna fuck you up. What are these guys doing? You need to build stuff. You know what? We need an airfield. I'm not paying all that money. How long? 22 minutes? We don't have time for all this. What are you trying to do? Just absorb my time? What are you, out of your mind? Let's just get everybody building stuff. What do you want to build? You just stay there, look. Can we build? I'll build something. I'll build another little... You need a field hospital. Can we make this? You want to make one of these? Yeah, I do. I'd like to make it somewhere else. I like to make it right here, in this place. How about that? Construct it. Just get on it. Okay? Mercenary outpost? We're going to get you too. We're not leaving anything out. I think we'll put that over here. Mercenary outpost. Construct that shit. Now get on it. We'll be back. 12 hours. We'll come back. They better not be attacking my shit. That's all I'm saying. Better not be attacking my shit. How do I get out of here? I want to leave. I'm at war with Maryland, as I am Pennsylvania.